Yeah, I hope the screen is visible now.
Yeah, we can see the screen now. Yeah, you can
Okay,
continue.
Yeah, so good evening, everyone. I am Nitin Agrawal, Chief Financial Officer of the company, and I welcome you all for the investor presentation analyst meet. This presentation is uploaded on the stock exchange and our website as well. So I'll take you through first the sales performance for our some of the key products for the 9 months for FY24. In the other column, you have the corresponding performance for the 9 months. So in the current 9 months, we have been able to sales volume for the power tiller is 24,914 as compared to 25,436 numbers in the corresponding previous year. Similarly, the numbers of tractors, power weeders, and reapers have been given over there. As you can see, there's a marginal, there's a decline of roughly 2% in case of tillers and 21% for the tractors. However, feeder and reaper, which are the new, have shown strong growth. Moving on to the performance in terms of revenue. So revenue from operation for 9 months stood at 694 crore with respect to 683 crore of previous year same period. And EBITDA of current year, there's an EBITDA of 18%, which was 13% in the same period last year. Also, operational EBITDA for the quarter, in terms of rupees crore, it is 84 crore in the current 9 months, as compared to 72 crore earlier period, which shows a healthy growth of operational EBITDA of 12.14%. PBT and PAT number are impacted because of reflecting the impact of other income as well. So we have in the 9 months we have a PAT of 86 crore, which is roughly 11.6%. I move on to the next slide now, where Q3 performance, sales volume of Q3 has been captured over here. So because of the condition in the market, the numbers are impacted for the Q3, as you can see on the screen. So power tiller for current quarter volume was around 5,000 tillers, tractors 979, power weeder 976, and reaper 1,192. I move on to the last slide of my presentation, which is profit and loss statement for quarter 3. So revenue is at 169.9 crore, which is around 20% drop from the same quarter last year. EBITDA percentage 14.7, which is almost similar to the last year level. However, operational EBITDA is at 5.6% for the current quarter. We have been investing in growth for some of the newer market, which we'll be discussing in the Q&A section. That has also been, that is one of the reasons you see a lower operational EBITDA. PAT for the quarters stands at 16.95 crore, which is approximately 9% of the turnover. Yeah. So with this, I stop sharing my screen, and we are open to questions. I would request Mr. Anthony Cherukara, CEO of the company.
Thank you, sir. We shall now begin the question and answer session. We have a question in line from Mr. Ayush. Please unmute your line and go ahead.
We are unable to hear. Is
Neil, we are not able to hear the question.
Hello. I think so. The participant has dropped in the line. We have a question here from Mr. Varun. So his question is, what is the revenue breakup for tractors, tillers, and others?
Yeah, revenue breakup for
the quarter.
quarter.
For the quarter, for power tiller is 90.3 crores vis-a-vis last year same period 121.5 crores. Tractor is 51 crores against vis-a-vis last year same period 61 crores.
We have
Or
the
nine, 9 months revenue also I'll give you. Just a second. Yeah, for the 9 months, the power tiller business revenue is 401 crore and the tractor business is 191 crore.
Right. We have the next question in line from Mr. Ashish Upwala. You can please unmute your line and go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Ashish.
Sir, the market looks to be pretty weak. Your commentary on that would help. I mean, those on the tractor side are pretty weak. So, any insights from you would help as to how you are looking ahead and regarding and the new launches that we were planning. I think on that also some insights would help.
Yeah, so the in Q3, due to the rainfall, both temporal as well as spatial distribution of rainfall, which was detrimental to agriculture, that has affected overall agriculture, reservoir levels, and hence the demand across states, most of the states. Some of the states, the intensity of that effect is more, especially Karnataka, Maharashtra. Some of these states, the intensity is much higher than the other states. And this is one reason why the demand has affected most of the industry players, and it has affected us also. What we believe is that in some of the states in the coming months, especially in Q4, there would be some release of government supported subsidy schemes, which will enable some amount of buying and also some cash flow that has started, especially in the sugarcane belts where the payments are coming to the farmers. This should enable some amount of movement in Q4. However, complete recovery of the sector, I believe, will happen after the rains. The silver lining is that the first estimates of the forecast is stated to be normal monsoon for next year. This will definitely help us bounce back across the country.
Okay. And how are you thinking about your strategy on the launches? Plus, how is the exports market shaping up? Is there anything on the positive side there?
So on exports, for the first 9 months, we have done well, almost 40% growth in terms of exports. However, towards the end of Q3, the Red Sea crisis has created a huge problem in terms of logistics and the cost incurred in terms of moving material from India to various markets in Europe. That is going to be detrimental in Q4. I hope the issue does not last long. I hope there is a resolution, because this is definitely affecting the volumes in Q4. However, the company is also, as announced earlier, working towards expanding across geographies, and the work on entering the US market in the next 2 years is progressing as per plan.
Okay. So broadly, it seems like till the next monsoon comes in is a bit of a challenge on the ground. That's
Yeah,
what
it is definitely a challenge in terms of demand. However, all the long-term plans are in progress, and we are focusing on that, executing those plans so that we make best of the bounce back when it happens.
right. And sir, today in the press release, you also mentioned about a JV that you did with one of the Japanese companies. So, can you elaborate a bit on what contours of those that agreement is? I mean, as in, what are the plans on that?
Yes, Kobashi is a blade manufacturer. The blades go into our power tillers, power weeders, rotovators, rotary tillers, etc. So far we have been sourcing these components from outside. Kobashi also has good technology, which is Japanese technology in this segment. So with this joint venture, we want to make in India the blades and bring this technology into the Indian market.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Sir, on the on the higher HP tractor launches, so what's the thought process? I mean, I believe that those would have been postponed given the market conditions.
So the VST Zitor joint venture company has been formed, and there were delays in the procedural aspects of formation of the company, which is completed, and the seeding of the tractors are on. So it is going as per plan. There has been 2 months delay in terms of the procedural activities, as I said, and it is now completed. In every sense, the joint venture company is in operation and the billing has started. So it is going as per plan. As I've said before, the ramp up of volume production will happen from March, April onwards.
Okay. Okay. So mostly we are looking ahead for next year for things to normalize and on all fronts, basically, give us some traction. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The next question in line we have is from Mr. Ayush. Mr. Ayush, you can please unmute your line and go ahead.
जी नमस्कार। आपकी जो इन्वेस्टर प्रेजेंटेशन है उसमें बड़ा की फीचर है कि आप कह रहे हैं कि आप 3,000 करोड़ का रेवेन्यू जनरेट करेंगे 2025 में, जो कि अभी के रेवेन्यू से लगभग 3 गुना है। तो इसके क्या बेसिस हैं? और सेकंड क्वेश्चन है कि ये जो इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर की तरफ जो मूव है, तो वो कितनी बड़ी मार्केट है और हमारी कंपनी का इसमें आप क्या देखते हैं, कितना मार्केट शेयर होने वाला है आने वाले टाइम में?
जी धन्यवाद। ये जो हमारा 2026 FY 2026 में हम लोगों ने जो 3,000 करोड़ का हमने विजन बनाया, उसका पहला मकसद ये था कि हमको एक एग्रेसिव ग्रोथ ओरिएंटेड स्ट्रैटेजी और कंपनी कल्चर डेवलप करना है। एंड जहां तक वो टारगेट है, हमने काफी हद तक अचीव किया है। और जो 3,000 करोड़ के लिए जो टारगेट रखा है, उसके लिए जो लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट्स हमने प्लान किया है, जो प्रोजेक्ट्स आपके सामने हम अनाउंस कर रहे हैं एक करके। एक तो VST Zitor का JV फॉर्म हुआ है, वो प्रोडक्शन चालू हो रहा है। दूसरा हम US एंट्री की बात कर रहे हैं, वो भी प्रोजेक्ट प्लान पे है। न्यू लॉन्चेस इन इंडिया एज पर प्रोग्रेस चल रहा है। पावर वीडर सेगमेंट, जो सेगमेंट हम कभी भी पहले नहीं था, वो सेगमेंट में अभी हम काफी आगे आ चुके हैं और अगले साल से हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग भी शुरू कर रहे हैं, वो भी हमने आपको कहा है। सो जितने भी लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट्स है जो कंपनी को 3,000 करोड़ की मकसद तक लेके जाएगा, वो सब एक्सिक्यूशन लेवल पे है और प्लान के हिसाब से चल रहा है। उसको और एक्सेलरेट करने का प्रयास चल रहा है। इसलिए हमारा उम्मीद ये है कि हम जो टारगेट रखे हैं 3,000 करोड़ का, वो हम चेज डाउन कर पाएंगे। वो 6 महीने 1 साल इधर उधर हो सकता है, लेकिन जरूर हम उसको चेज डाउन करेंगे, क्योंकि उसके लिए जो प्रोजेक्ट्स हमने डिफाइन किया है, उसके लिए उसका जो एग्जीक्यूशन है 100% चल रहा है।
इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर का थोड़ा सा आप elaborate
इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर के जहां तक बात है, ये एक टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की दिशा में चल रहा है। ये आज शायद मार्केट काफी कम है, स्पेशली भारत में तो बिल्कुल ही कम है और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर उसके लिए तैयार भी नहीं है। लेकिन यूएस जैसा मार्केट में हमने देखा है पिछले साल 400 से 500 करीब इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर का बिक्री हुआ है और हमारा जो स्टडी के हिसाब से अनुमान है कि पिछले 5 साल में ये यूएस मार्केट में 5 से 6 हजार तक ट्रैक्टर तक की इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर इंडस्ट्री बनेगा। और जब हम भी ऐसे विकसित राज्यों में एंटर करेंगे, 2 साल में हम एंट्री की बात कर रहे हैं, तो हम पूरा पोर्टफोलियो के साथ एंटर करना चाहते हैं और उस वक्त हमारा इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर भी पूरा तैयार होगा। और जब भी ये टेक्नोलॉजी भारत के लिए तैयार तो है ही, बट भारत के लिए वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर रेडी हो जाएगा, तब हम इंडिया में भी लॉन्च करेंगे।
चलिए, बहुत शुभकामनाएं आपको।
Thank you, sir. The next question we have is from Mr. Saket Kapoor. You can please unmute your line and go ahead.
So pardon me for repetition. If you could just give me some more color on the environment currently shaping up and going ahead, sir. I think so for line part we are flattish in terms of 9 months. So where should we end this year, sir? If you could give some more color, and just for the sake of repetition, if you could just summarize the quarter and the business environment, please.
Yeah, Saket, today, as I've explained already, the demand drivers are not working in the favor of the industry, and definitely it is affecting us as well. The monsoon, in terms of both the spatial spread and the timing of monsoon, has been a problem, and that has affected crops, that has affected yields, and especially it has affected some of the strong markets, compact tractor markets, which we are operating in. So this has definitely affected our volumes. However, we feel that it is a temporary phenomenon because we still see a lot of inquiries coming into our showrooms, but the farmers are postponing their purchase. So it is an issue of cash flow. It is an issue when it is not an issue of need. The need is still there, but the farmer needs cash in his hand to make the purchase. So I think that is where the delay is. I think I'm trying to dig a little deep and give you the detail.
Please.
And that is what is happening in the market. However, we feel that with little liquidity, with cash flows happening from the sugar mills and some states declaring certain subsidies in Q4 that we have seen in January, and which likely will go into February as well before the election announcement happens, which we feel that it will trigger a little bit of purchase in the Q4, which will enable us to do a good Q4 and get into a single-digit kind of growth for the year. That is what we are looking at.
Okay, so we did a top line close above just tad at 1,000 crore. So we are, as of now, we are already 1 month down. I think so, sir. The Feb numbers have been declared. I think January numbers have been declared by you. The volume numbers, they are higher than what sequentially month on month. So that reflects the optimism what you are trying to articulate now. And if we take the January sales number, I think the tractor numbers are lower, the volume numbers.
Yeah, tractors continue to be lower because, like I said in my explanation, the key markets, compact tractor markets, have not revived yet, which is Maharashtra and some parts of Karnataka, which is not revived yet. We have seen but an uptick in Gujarat and Tamil Nadu and certain parts of the south as well. We have seen an uptick. However, the higher HP market is also doing well in some parts of the northern parts of India. However, we are not a major player at this point in time in the higher HP space. So that is what is affecting the tractor business. As far as power tiller is concerned, like I said, the issue is not demand. Issue is cash flow into the farmer's hand. And I believe in Q4, we are seeing an uptick in terms of the cash flow in some parts of the country, the sugarcane belt. And we also see some states like Karnataka, Orissa, some schemes in Assam being declared by the state governments, which should give us a single digit growth is what we are looking at in Q4. So we should end the year with single digit growth, as I explained before.
Okay, sir, just a small point. If you could give the revenue split between power tillers, tractors, power weeders, and reaper, that would be helpful. And as you were mentioning that we are looking at a single digit growth, so we did a top line of 170 crore for this quarter. Just to put the maths into place, if we are to reach 1000 crore, we are looking at a top line of closer to 310-15. That will translate into 1,000 crore top line for the year. So that maths is correct, sir. We can look forward for this Jan to March quarter to post top line closer to this 310, 315 bracket.
Saket, your mathematics is absolutely right.
Okay. Okay, sir. Now, if you could give me, sir, the split between the product-wise split in revenue terms, sir.
Yeah, Saket, just for your information, I will give you the numbers, but just for your information, this is already uploaded, the revenue figures, but I will repeat that again. For Q3, we have done power tillers 90.3 crores vis-a-vis last year 121 crores, tractors 51 crores vis-a-vis 61 crores last year. And 9 months, it is power tiller 401 crores, tractors is 191 crores.
Okay, so where are they uploaded, sir? In your presentation of 12 pages,
it is on our website.
Okay. So kindly make it a part of your presentation also, sir.
Yeah, presentation I think is already uploaded. Yes or no?
No. Huh? I'm telling that please make it a part of the presentation. Your presentation.
Okay, fine. Okay, you want the revenue figures in crores as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay,
sir.
Done, sir.
And one more adjustment, if that can happen, sir. When you are providing a comparative number for last year's quarter, kindly provide us sequential numbers also along with that. So
okay,
Q3,
previous year also.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, current year only. So sequential number. When we are looking at Q3, we should also get the glance of how Q2 have performed.
Okay.
That would give us a better understanding there also.
Okay.
And sir, now coming again to this I think so. We were also working with our Mysuru unit earlier, sir, with I think the precision equipments that will get aligned with as an integration part for our main business. So where are we, sir, in terms of utilizing that unit?
Yeah, exactly. That is one of the projects that is coming up is the Kobashi joint venture that we are working towards. That is again part of the precision implement division. The rotary tiller production is continuing out of Mysore, and various projects are being planned under this precision implements division. One of them is the Kobashi JV that we have just announced today.
Okay. And also, sir, we found that capital work in progress for closing balance for September was around 17 crore. So what have been our capex for the 9 months, sir?
The 9 months capex figure, do you have it right now? We will get back to you on that, Saket.
Okay, sir. As the turnover did not commensurate, I think so that is the reason why the employee cost looks higher in terms of as a percentage of sales. This will get evened out when we post better numbers the next quarter. So this
absolutely. You see the absolute value has come down. It is only the percentage that looks up.
That looks up. Okay. Right, sir. I'll join the queue, and sir, I'll request that if feasible, we should be having an audio call that is a better one than going for the WebEx mode. Although its medium is okay, but for audio, I think so the connectivity is much better at places. So if looking forward for that.
But earlier there was a request for the presentation to be made, so that is why we got onto this. We will check if there are better ways to do it, Saket.
And on the property part, sir, any updates are on the land which we have on our books? Any steps to monetize the same or
not at this point, Saket. We don't have any new news at this point.
Okay, I'll join the queue. I have some couple of points. I'll just note down and just get back to the queue.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saket. The next question in line is we have from Udaya Prakash. Please unmute your line and go ahead.
So I just have one question regarding our volumes in power weeders and reaper segment. They have been doing really well. So is the growth due to low base effect, or are we witnessing increased demand? So can you also comment on the market opportunity in the segments? What is the market share we have and the competitive scenario in the segment?
Yeah,
If you could.
so this is an unorganized segment, so there are no organized figures in terms of giving you a kind of a solid market share figure. But what I can tell you, how we get out these figures, what is happening or the growth rates or the industry in this is we take out the imports data. So many of the players are importing from China, and we can estimate what kind of sale is happening in the country. That is how we get the power weeder figures for India, and which is consistently showing 25-30% CAGR over the last several years. So that, I mean, to answer your first question, there is a good demand for these products. Small farm mechanization will continue to grow, and this is why we entered into this space in the last year. And from last year, we have grown rapidly. This year, we should be closing anywhere between 5,000 plus numbers, and I think that growth will continue going forward as well. Same is the case with Reaper. Reaper is a slightly different machine. This is mostly used by small and marginal farmers for harvesting. They reap the harvest and then they use a thresher to separate the grain and the chaff. So Reaper is quite seasonal. So there won't be continuous demand throughout the year, but then it is seasonal during the harvest season. And here also, in these seasons, typically spread over 4 to 5 months, we will see very high demand and it will continue to grow.
And so the margin profile for these two products, is it similar to the power tillers or is it lower, higher?
It is good margins. We won't be able to get into the specifics right now as we are setting up these businesses at this point in time.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And in next, let's say next 2-3 years, what is the long-term revenue contribution of the two segments? Do you have any plan for that, or do you just want to go with the flow, looking at the demand scenario?
No, this will definitely, we see that this volume will sustain for a long period of time. We are looking at this segment, the power, we call it the small farm machines. We believe that this segment will continue to grow over a longer period of time, more than 10 years plus. So we are expecting huge revenues from the segment.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you. We have the next question in line from Ms. Vandit. You can please unmute your line and go ahead.
The R&D facility spending and how's that going, and maybe what kind of product launches are we looking at with Zetor?
Yeah, so the first three products, 42, 45 and 49 HP launches we are doing now, and the seeding is happening now. 20 machines we have already put into the market. We will start volume production sometime in March. We have lined up multiple product launches with VST Zetor in the coming years as well. We have not announced the specific models yet, so probably in some other coming quarter, we will be able to give you more detail.
Okay, sir. And on CapEx spend, sir, I think we were planning to put up a R&D
Yes.
facility worth 50 crores, I think.
Yeah. So the current, definitely the work is in progress. It will take at least 1.5 years to complete this project. So we will give you more details as we get closer to the completion of the project.
Okay, so as today, what kind of amount would have already been invested in this project?
The land has been procured, so the planning progress is happening at this point in time.
Any absolute amount, sir?
I won't be able to give you an exact amount. I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Best of luck.
Thank you. We have the next question in line from Mr. Arjun Khanna. Can you please unmute your line and go ahead?
My first question is, now that the Zetor JV is on stream, could you help us with how much have we capitalized the JV?
I didn't understand that question.
We would have put capital in it, right? So how much have we put in and how much have our JV partner capitalized in terms of equity?
Yeah, I will ask CFO to answer this question. Yeah.
Yeah. So the share capital of the new joint venture is around 19 crore. 51% is invested by VST, 49% by the
Zetor.
Sure. So 19 crores would probably be not enough to set up a full assembly facility. So are we using the facilities of VST?
Yeah, absolutely, Arjun. I think this we have discussed before. I have explained to all of you that the manufacturing will be done by VST. The joint venture is a sales and marketing company.
Sure. Then what's the use of these 20 crores, just to understand? So what is this capital for? Is it for holding inventory or?
It is working capital requirements. It is development expenditure as well. Product development expenditure.
Sure. Sure. Just the second part on this, I thought we were taking products from Zetor. So this is largely the indigenization of these products?
No, we have jointly engineered this product for the Indian market. So it has been an engineering effort by both the VST engineers and the Zetor engineers.
Okay, sure. In addition, these products we were looking at possibly for even other geographies, such as Africa, etc. Are those plans also on stream?
Absolutely. So the first focus is on the Indian market, and the next products that we will be launching, which will be announced later, which is also work in progress, will be for the African markets.
Sure. And the entire lot would be manufactured in VST facilities.
Correct.
Sure. So you mentioned just 20 units sold in the previous quarter. In this quarter, what's our outlook? Or it actually starts only from first quarter FY25?
I didn't get your question. Are you asking about FY25 first quarter or this
No. So
quarter?
in terms of volumes, so fourth quarter, would we see additional volumes coming from this Zetor JV? Or it would start from the first quarter FY25?
The larger volumes will come from first quarter next year.
Sure. In terms of the calendar year, we had indicated earlier that Monarch had an order with us for the chassis of maybe 1,000 units. Do we have a sense what would be the order outlook for CY24?
Yeah, we are continuously supplying to them. And the supply is at this point at about 300 odd units that we have done. Do we have a separate? So we'll have to get back to you on the exact numbers because we give them the entire drivetrain.
Right.
It is not a complete tractor that we supply, the drivetrain we supply.
Okay, sure. In terms of tie-ups with other players, so Kobashi is the JV you've talked of for the small implements. What kind of capital outlay would be for this JV?
The details and terms and conditions are being worked out, Arjun. So probably the next quarter call, I will be able to give you more details.
So, but just to understand, this would be only for internal consumption or also for selling in the market to other players?
Both.
Okay, sure. Thank you, and wishing you all the best.
Thank you. I'll take certain questions from the chat box. We have a question here from Mr. Piyush. He's asking, what is the average price of a single unit of a power weeder and a reaper?
Power weeder ranges between 40,000 to 70,000. The reaper is just over 1 lakh.
Thank you. Next question we have is from Mr. Vinay in the chat box. He is asking for what is the rough number of power weeders and reapers that are being imported into India?
Rough numbers is around 120,000.
Sure. Okay. We'll take the next question in line from Mr. Marcel. Can you please unmute and go ahead?
Well, our current revenue size is about 1,000 crore rupees. In PPT, it's mentioned that during FY25, we want to be 3,000 crore rupees company. So can you spell out that how are you going to take this such a leap about 3 times?
Yeah, see, FY26 is when we said we will get to 3,000 crores. Like I said to one of the
it's mentioned 25, sir. FY25.
So in several calls before, and I had clarified that Vision 2025 is what we stated, and after which we got into a period of COVID, and 2 years, many projects we couldn't move physically and get it done, and hence there has been a delay. So the team had to rework the plans and looked at how can we ensure that the Vision 2025 is achieved. Then we realized that certain plans is getting a delay because of the disruptions that we had during COVID and the supply disruptions as well. So they said, okay, we can take an aggressive target of chasing down that in FY 2026. So we have been clarifying that for quite some time, that FY 2026 is when we will chase down 3,000 crores, for which we have taken several steps, several projects, including getting into the small farm mechanization like power weeder, getting into new segments with joint ventures, getting into production of new products, getting into new markets, consolidating in Europe. So several number of projects that we launched, all of them are progressing, and we are confident that we will be able to chase down this number plus or minus 6 months, 1 year. That might happen, but we are confident that we will be able to chase it down.
Sir, like there has to be a journey, phase-wise journey. For example, okay, we agree, yeah, in FY26, no problem. So, for example, then in FY25, like where do you want to reach? 2,000 crore rupees, 1,800 crore rupees, where?
We will let you know. I mean, we can't give you such forward-looking numbers, but definitely there will be aggressive growth numbers.
Okay, so this is number one. So I'll say that like in PPT also, if for example some broad breakup is given, so that we can have some focused discussion. That okay, that's like from power weeder so much, from the GTOR this one like JV so much, from Kawasi so much, from Europe so much. So at least the shareholders and the analysts and the investors will have some solid number to look upon, and then in future we can also make a comparison. Okay, that like where do we need to put more effort, like where are we doing good and so on. So
sure.
Okay, my second question that while going through your the list of your current of your non-credit investments, I don't want to go in the specific script, but you can see that like there are certain shares which we are holding a sizable amount, which are not moving quite significantly. So I think there is a solid need to churn the portfolio, because currently we can see that all PSU banks are doing fantastically. PSU banks return has given in last 6 months almost 80 to 100% return it has given. Whereas we are holding about Hindustan Lever, we are holding about Kotak Mahindra Bank, we are holding about HDFC, we are holding about, for example, another company, Infosys. They are all stagnant. So I think if you can churn the portfolio towards those emerging sector currently is the PSU banks, because they have just come out from the COVID phase. They have just like all the bad book and all the bad apples of the bank has been completely eradicated, and all banks are in profit now. All PSU banks are in profit now. So we need to put some amount of investment in the PSU bank, number one. Then the second is, for example, currently this railway sector. We don't have a single share in railway. Then the third is for example, which company like this renewable. All this, for example, this like solar power and other thing. We don't have single holding. We are just carrying our own legacy. This thing, whatever small dividend we are getting, whatever small pension we are getting, we are booking in our we are booking in our P&L. So my humble suggestion that please churn your portfolio please churning all those states which are not doing good, please shuffle it to those this those sunrise industry of the current time, number one. Number two, we have put a lot of amount in the mutual fund also, which also you can consider to redeem and put in those directly investment in those particular company which have gone 3 times. For example, company SJVN Limited, its share was 30 rupees about a year ago. Now it is almost 130 in 1 year, 4 times. See, for example, our portfolio is about 100 crore rupees portfolio. Even if you put 25 crore rupees in those company, you could have made another 25 crore rupees, which is not even a full company profit. Our full company profit this quarter is only 20 crore. We could have made another 20 crore rupees profit from those companies. There are certain other listed company in our India which are doing this kind of thing. So they are making good amount of they themselves are a sort of mutual fund, for example, this all the money they are investing themselves by having a team of 2-3 analysts and who are doing gold research, and then they are putting those investment, which is really faring very well. So our company of very small size, please do something on this.
Thank you. I think, sir, I got your point, and definitely we'll take your inputs. But the primary responsibility ours has been to protect the shareholders' money. However, we are taking all the inputs that you have given. Thank you.
Okay, and my
hi, sir. We have another
my next
participant
question.
in line.
So
Hello?
sorry, let me complete.
Hello?
My next question, we have been hearing that for last few conference calls that you are going to have this we are going to have a lot of JV and all those things, but we don't see the real impact coming, positive impact coming in our revenue from all those JVs. So can you please spell out that where do we stand, or how much revenue are we getting from Monarch or the Jitor, and how much revenue we are projecting from this Kobasi JV?
Yeah, so what we are looking at is JVs, and as you would know, setting up a factory, productionizing, designing a product, launching it in the market is a time-consuming process. We are going through the process, and as per plan, it is progressing. Of course, like I said before, COVID did play spoil sport in terms of delaying some of the projects, but all of those projects are falling in place. Monarch has already started bringing in revenues. VST Zitor has started bringing in revenues. The larger revenue will come in the next financial year. And the Kobashi has just been announced. It will be 1 year down the line. We will be able to look at revenues from that project as well.
Sir, my humble suggestion, kindly also
Marcel,
put some specific slide in our PPT covering all the progress in that those JV, so that your shareholder who are very long shareholder in the company will be having much more information from the PPT itself.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Request all participants to please limit your questions to one. We have another participant in line. We have the next question in line from Mr. Shreyas Jain. Please unmute your line and go ahead.
I just have a question on can you give us what is the exports revenue and what impacted the margins? You said you were incurring some additional costs investing in something. So what has impacted the margins, and what will be the sustainable margins going ahead?
Yeah, so we have given a margin range of 11 to 13% for the year, and we would be tending towards the 13% than the 11%. So that doesn't change.
Thank you, Mr. Shreyas. We have the next question in line from Mr. Dhanan Bagrodia. Please, can you unmute your line and go ahead?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we are audible. Please.
So I just wanted to understand how is the competitive intensity happening right now in terms of are we able to gain market share? How is the pricing going, and how are we seeing that for the next few years?
Yeah, so the competitive intensity in the tractor market, as you know, is very high. And there is definitely all kinds of competitive forces playing out there, which includes pricing. That is where we see that the niche compact tractors is a clear segment that is emerging, wherein we are strong players, and I think that segment will continue to grow, and that will give us reasonable profits, not only in India, but geographically across Europe and the other markets as well. And the small farm machine space is also very growing at a faster pace, and that we expect to continue. And here the competitive intensity is much lower, and we feel that that helps companies to generate profit margins if you are frugal and efficient, because that is critical, because it's a price sensitive segment.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are we seeing our market share then play out with competition being severe? How are we seeing that?
So we are, like I've clarified before, we are not in the market share game. We are looking at utilization of capacity. That is where the growth of tractor business, the Monarch business, the VST Zetor business, all these businesses which will help us increase capacity utilization. And I think that complete play out will happen by the next financial year, and we will be able to increase capacity utilization of our Hosur plant in a big way.
Thank you, sir. We'll take some questions from the chat box. This is a question coming in from Ms. Lakshmi Narayan. In the Zetor JV, the profit share is in line with the equity capital. So any royalty and technology transfer charges are being paid currently?
No, there is no technology or royalty charges to be paid.
We have one more question in line from Mr. Binay. He's asking, do we plan to export weeders and reapers as well? And if so, what is the rough overall size of this market in terms of volume?
Right now, we have not started exporting because India itself is a huge market, but we definitely have plans with our manufacturing starting in this year. In this coming financial year, we will be looking at export markets outside India as well. The market size is in couple of 100,000s across the globe.
Thank you, sir. The next question we have is from Mr. Naveen Dubey. He's asking, in this quarter, margins has seen a steep fall, EBITDA margin. So what could be the reason behind the possible fall, and what could be the sustainable margin range?
Definitely the top line has affected the margins. However, if you look at what the CFO, while he made his presentation, also he made a statement that we are doing some expenses which is towards our long-term growth, especially towards entering new markets like the US market and building our brand, etc. So those expenses we have not stopped. We continue to believe in the strategy that we have set for ourselves, and the belief that the goal can be achieved if we sustain on the path. So that has definitely affected this quarter. If you remove those one-time expenses, our margin should have been about 7% odd. And rest of it has been affected primarily because of the top line degrowth. The expenses, if you see, has been maintained relatively, considering that the top line has fallen sharply, there is an effect on the profitability.
Thank you, sir. What is the status of VST's supplies to Zetor, which was expected to start in November? And also, if you could elaborate on the supplies on Monarch tractors.
Yeah, so VST Zetor is a JV wherein we are working and selling those tractors in India. Also, we supply compact tractors to Zetor Europe, which we have started. Some small volumes, some 2 batches have gone to them, and we should be able to slowly build on that in the coming years.
Thank you, sir. In the event of time constraint, we'll have the one last question. We have the next question in line from Mr. Kashyap. You could please unmute your line and go ahead, please. I think so. The participant has dropped this line. We could have one question from Mr. Shreyas Jain. Please unmute your line and go ahead.
Hello, good evening, sir. I got disconnected earlier. Can you just share the export revenue for 9 months and Q3?
So the export revenue for 9 months is roughly about 90 crores.
Okay, and for Q3, sir?
Thank you, sir. On behalf of BNK Securities, we thank all participants for joining the call, and special thanks to VST Tillers Limited management for taking out the time and giving us the opportunity to host the call. Have a good day. You may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.